Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're gonna continue working on part 5 of the cliff house. Let's get started. So in the last video, we were able to start with the kitchen. So we created the lower and above cabinets. So now we're gonna continue working on this. So first, I'm going to section and we're gonna add a backsplash. So under architecture, click on component and then model in place, and we're gonna use generic model. And then like anything else, we're gonna use extrusion and pick a plane. We're going to pick the wall. So click on tab and we want the highlighted part of the wall. So I'm just checking. So I know this is the wall. So I'm gonna click that and then use rectangle. So I'm going to do this all the way to the edge, and then we just need to change the materials. And before we click check again, just look at it at level 1, and we have the extrusion, and we just need to pull it back a little bit like that. So we could just zoom in and pull it back, and then after that we could click finish. So as you can see, we have the backsplash already added. And then again, we just need to add in something on the bottom. It's another extrusion, and what's that for is I'm planning to put a neon light under. So a light fixture for the bottom, and I needed something to place it with. So similar to this, we just need to go to section and create another extrusion. This will be another generic model, and then we're gonna set the plane to the backsplash. After that, I'm gonna use rectangle, and I'm just gonna place a small one like that. After this, we could set this as 10, and then click finish, change the materials. So let's use this, and then for the extrusion part, just put 10 as well. Apply, click finish, and we have it under there. It's not visible, but it's somewhat visible on this, but this is something that we're just gonna add the neon light here, and it will bounce back some light once we have it on Twinmotion. So I'm just making it ready for Twinmotion. Also, we're gonna add in some sink here. So we're gonna add the sink on the island. We could add the sink, and we could add in the stove as well. So we're gonna change the design for the island. So what I'm gonna do now is go to section, and then as you know, the section is located just right here. Maybe we could just set the plane to the wall again, and then just extrude it on this side. So right now, let's go back to section again, and here go to architecture, component, model in place. We're gonna use generic model, and then OK. we're gonna use extrusion, pick a plane. So like I said, we're gonna set it on the wall. So I'm gonna set it on the wall, and then now I'm gonna do the design. So for this design, I'm gonna use the same design that we have for the house. So I'm just gonna set it like this. And we're gonna trim this later on. So I want it to be bigger on this side. And let's move it all the way to the right side as well, so that we have space to go around here, but at the same time enough space to have both of the sink and the stove. So now we just need to determine the thickness. So maybe we're gonna do 100. So I'm gonna do 100 on all, and right here as well. And then now we just need to trim. So TR, and then remove the remaining lines like that. So now we have the C form, and we just need to click finish, and then we just need to go back to 3D, and so that we could see it properly, we just need to move it like that. If you want to see it more, we could see it here in level 1, so that everything is visible, and we have enough spacing here. We could even move this down. We're gonna add some chairs here as well, and we have enough space for this side. So now we click finish, but before that, I think I already set. So let's change this, and then click finish. So it looks like that, and then now we just need to add in the base and the one in the middle. So with that, we could go to level 1, and then do the same thing. Model in place, generic model, extrusion, and then here let's change the materials. So I'll use this, and then now let's do an offset, rectangular offset. I'm looking at 50, no, maybe 100, but from the inside. So that will be the base. I'll click finish. I'm gonna look at it at 3D so that it's visible. So it looks like the height is the same. We could even change, check it. So I'm gonna use AL. I'm gonna choose the face of this and then the face of this. So now it's aligned all together. After that, click finish. So we have the base like that. And then now we need to just add the middle part. So now let's go back to level 1 and click another model in place, generic model. Make sure to change, it's another extrusion, and make sure to change the materials, because I want each and every one to have different materials so that I don't need to worry about when I choose it on Twinmotion. So similar to that, rectangle, but let's do 150 offset, and from the inside, so you just need to click on spacebar, and like that we have it in the middle, and click finish. We will need to look at it at 3D so that we could pull it up. So I believe this is the one. We could use align again. So AL. And what's better is you just need to pull it up more. AL. Choose this plane and then that plane. And now everything is leveled. We could do that here as well. So AL again. Choose the under plane of this, and then this plane. Now it's connected like that. I just want to double check this plane, so I'm just gonna pull it out a little bit. AL, I want this to be flush on this side. So this will be the look of the countertop, and then we just need to add in a faucet or the sink, and then faucet and sink, and then also the convection oven, or even the cooktop. So let's finish this for now. So this one looks good. I notice we have so much space on this side. We can even add in or create an L-shaped kitchen. So I might do that actually. So at the moment, let's align this all together like that. And we could add in, or we could even push this all the way here. We have the fridge on this side anyway. So if we create an L-shaped kitchen, we'll be able to add it here, and we have enough space here as well. So I'll do that instead. So let's go back to level 1, and then what I'm gonna do is we could move this right here. And I could create another cabinet, or we could just add in a bigger size cabinet here. So we could add in more, or we could showcase more kitchen equipment. So let me do that. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna add in another model in place. This will be generic model, extrusion, and I'm going to add it in this area. And then after that, I'm just going to change the materials. We could use this. And then before we hit finish, I just want to move it all the way up. And we're going to add a void here later on. So we will need to edit more on this side. So maybe we could just add it like that. Maintain the height and create another one here. So I could click finish. So in order to finish the kitchen, I'll be adding in some blocks. These blocks will be available on part 1 description. I'll put a link on it. So here, I'm just gonna select everything and drop it here. So once that's done, it will be under your component, and we need to go to level 1 and then click component again so that we'll be able to add this. So I added the fridge, then we need to change some. So cooktop, we're gonna add the cooktop here, and we need to change the elevation. So let's change the elevation. I believe this is 850, and we could just change it afterwards, or change the elevation on section. So let's just add it here, and then click component again, and I believe we added a sink. And a range hood. So I'll add this. So sink, I'm gonna put the sink here, and we're gonna create a void form. So we're just gonna change the elevation again. So I believe this is around 700, and then we could just change the height later on. We also have the oven and microwave. I'm gonna add it here on this side. So we could just move it here and move this one so that it's visible, and around 800. And then lastly, the sink. Oh no, the range hood. So component again. So the range hood, we'll add it around 3500, and then we'll deal with it later on. So here, I'm just gonna move this one for now here, and then you can double click this. So here we could see that I put it too high, so we could just here, and now we could just move it upwards like that. And as you can see, we're kind of off. And we could just zoom in and use our arrow key to change the height. So that's good enough like that. And then also with this, oops, and then move it upwards. Okay, and then like that. That's good enough. And let's look at it at 3D. And as you can see, I was able to estimate everything in height, and we just need to create void forms so that the sink and this will be visible. And then for the range hood, it's good enough there. We could add in some shelves here. I don't want the look of this not having something there, so we could add in a shelving. So we could go to level 1 and add in a model in place, generic model, and another extrusion, and just change the materials. I'm just so used to changing materials because I need to move this to Twinmotion, so I just want to keep on changing the materials, and it's easier for me. So I'm gonna make this like that up to here, and I want to see it in 3D, so I could just move it like that before I click finish. So click finish, and then we can actually just copy this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna double click on level 1, and let's add in another section. So this section should be facing here, and I could double click here, and with this we could just create a copy, uncheck the constraint, and click multiple. So just keep on adding like that. So I believe 3 is enough, and we could just put some equipments here, or different kinds of plates and glass. So that will be a good addition to this design. So, and then here, let's go back to the section again. We could double click or edit this in place, and we could select this, or even though if you selected, we could just create a void and a void extrusion. You will need to pick a plane. We will need to pick this plane, so click on tab. You need this face so that we could void this. So we need to void this and then click finish. Let's look at it at 3D. Okay. And just click finish. And as you can see, it's visible now in the inside. So there's more details there. Also here, so we need to go to level 1. We just need to move this. So once you move it, this will be viewed properly. And then after that, or we could just go to level 1 and we could just void here. So click this one, and then after that we need to click on void extrusion. We need to set this, so pick a plane, and of course the plane should be the what you call this, the work surface or table here. So for this one, I'll just estimate it like that. Click finish. I want to look at it at 3D. I'm gonna pull it up like that, pull it back in, and then click finish. And as you can see, you can now see down there. So we're done with the kitchen, and we're gonna continue on the next video. Thank you for watching, and I hope you liked the video. Please hit like and subscribe. Feel free to comment down below.